Have you ever noticed how people obsess over salary, but almost never understand the emotional difference between net worth levels? Two people can earn the same six-figure income and live completely different financial lives. One feels constantly fragile, the other feels quietly free. The real difference is rarely income, it's which net worth stage they're living inside. Imagine a realistic young professional in Chicago, Toronto, London, or Berlin. At 25, they earn around $72,000 per year. After taxes, healthcare, pension contributions, and insurance, monthly take-home lands near $4,600. On paper, that sounds comfortable, but modern professional life rarely lets comfort stay simple. Rent for a decent one-bedroom apartment, $1,800. Car payment, fuel, and insurance, $550. Student loan payments, $350. Groceries, coffee, and occasional delivery, $550. Phone, internet, subscriptions, software, $220. Social life, birthdays, office dinners, weekend trips, $300. That already brings monthly spending close to $3,770, and this is before random purchases, travel, furniture upgrades, or emergency repairs. At this stage, net worth often remains at $0. Maybe savings barely exist. Maybe debt cancels everything out. This is the most misunderstood stage financially. The pain here is not poverty, it's vulnerability. A single layoff, one medical emergency, one broken transmission, one expensive move, and the entire financial system begins shaking. Psychologically, this stage trains the brain to think only in monthly terms. People stop asking what builds wealth, they only ask what fits the next paycheck. That is why lifestyle mistakes often begin here. A financed phone upgrade, a slightly better apartment, a premium vacation justified as stress recovery, a car that feels deserved after the promotion. The hidden flaw is that visible stability replaces invisible ownership. Now fast forward. The same professional avoids turning every raise into lifestyle proof. Instead of upgrading aggressively, they build the first serious layer of assets. Emergency savings, 401k or pension growth, index fund investing, steady debt reduction. After several disciplined years, net worth quietly reaches $100,000. Externally, life may still look ordinary. The apartment is still practical, the car is still reliable, friends may even appear to live better. But internally, the psychological difference is massive. At 100K net worth, fear begins shrinking. A job loss no longer feels catastrophic. Unexpected repairs become inconvenient instead of destabilizing. Career decisions improve because desperation decreases. This is where wealth first changes the quality of thought. People stop making decisions from panic. They start making decisions from patience. Now move another layer higher. The same professional continues translating raises into assets. Salary moves toward $110,000 to $130,000. Monthly investing increases. Retirement balances compound. Maybe home equity begins growing. Maybe taxable brokerage investments start becoming meaningful. Eventually, net worth approaches $1 million. This is the stage most people imagine incorrectly. They picture visible luxury. But the most important difference is not what life looks like, it's how time behaves. At a conservative 7% annual growth rate, $1 million can produce around $70,000 in passive market growth. That means the portfolio begins doing real work. This is where salary dependence weakens. Not disappears, but weakens. Psychologically, this changes the way people define work. A job is no longer survival, it becomes strategy. People can negotiate harder, switch industries, take calculated risks, say no to toxic work environments because assets have started carrying part of the future. This is why the jump from 100K to 1 million is really the jump from safety to freedom. And this is exactly where most professionals make a costly mistake. Lifestyle inflation accelerates with confidence. The bigger house, the luxury SUV, private school too early, higher-end vacations every quarter. The brain wants visible proof that progress is real. Ownership still feels invisible. No one compliments a brokerage statement. No one notices retirement balances at dinner. That social invisibility is why many high earners delay true millionaire status for years. Now imagine the long-term continuation. The same systems continue for another decade. No viral business, no unrealistic crypto fantasy, no overnight wealth, just consistent ownership. Salary raises, compounding, tax-efficient investing, property equity, business exposure, reinvested cash flow. At $10 million net worth, the experience of life changes again, but not in the way most people assume. The biggest difference is not luxury consumption, it is decision sovereignty. Work becomes optional. A bad year in markets does not threaten identity. A failed business attempt becomes education, not disaster. Helping parents, supporting children's education, taking years off, moving countries, or changing careers no longer creates fear. The true upgrade is control over time. At this stage, wealth changes the relationship with risk itself. People with zero net worth avoid risk because failure is dangerous. People with 10 million can take intelligent risk because failure is survivable. This is why the real wealth ladder is psychological before it is numerical. At $0, the mind optimizes for survival. At 100K, it optimizes for security. At 1 million, it optimizes for freedom. At 10 million, it optimizes for legacy and leverage. The hidden system flaw in modern life is that every salary increase is designed to invite identity upgrades. A better neighborhood, a better car, a better version of visible adulthood. But financially intelligent people use raises differently. They ask a different question. Not what can I comfortably afford monthly, but what can this raise become in 10 years? That one question changes every net worth milestone, because real wealth is not defined by the number itself. It is defined by how much fear each number removes from your future. So the real question is not whether 10 million sounds impressive, it's whether your current habits are moving you from vulnerability towards sovereignty. Because every stage of wealth changes life, but only if the money survives long enough to become ownership. If you enjoy calm, reality-based finance documentaries about wealth psychology and long-term money decisions, consider subscribing.